Good morning and welcome back towards another video, and today we are going to be going over how to get infinite of a time-locked material. Let us begin. Okie dokie, so today this is a little bit of a different video as I generally would. I'm currently working on one of the better videos at this moment in time. However, I came across something when I was actually leveling. This is the ability to actually go to the Dark Moon Fair whenever I want. This is by using the dark summons for my warlock. You have to be a warlock in order to do this, and when you actually follow this quest line, it will take you to an instanced version of the Dark Moon Fair. Now, all of the NPCs are not around, they're all like disappeared. You can't just buy the mounts or anything like that. However, if we actually run around this actual area right now, we can run down to the docks. Now, if you remember that for the Dark Moon Fair, this happens for one time a week for a given month. This means that the materials that are farmed from the Dark Moon Fair are time locked for that week, and you can actually farm them up in that allotted time. However, if you have your warlock and they have the dark summons and then they ported into the instance version, as long as you've got this quest beginning in positions, you can always go back to the Dark Moon Fair whenever you flipping well want. This means that I now have an ability to actually farm up the Dark Moon Daggermore whenever I fancy, and that means anytime I actually want. That means that this item is no longer time locked for me, and that means I have a little bit of an edge when actually selling this on the auction house, because I'm getting Dark Moon Daggermore, and if we open up the actual thing, it is the 1st of October, and basically Dark Moon Fair is not even on, and I am farming up Dark Moon Daggermore. That means I have a little bit more of an edge when it actually comes to farming up other different types of materials. And that means I can actually just sit here and farm up a material that no one else can farm on a given day. That's pretty dang awesome, and I'm quite happy with all of this. I have been curious over the different types of things that can actually be farmed up, but at this moment in time, none of the wolves or anything or the Dark Moon Rabbit actually spawn. It's literally those fish, though, that I can fish up for literally nothing, and it just works out really, really well in the grand scheme of things, because that means I can just gain a material that no one else can farm whenever I want. Now, another additional thing is that the baseline wolves actually do spawn on this zone as well. This is the Moonfang Snarlers, and they drop one crafting item, which is the toughened flesh. And other than that, there's no other additional types of items that come from that specific type of area. Unfortunately, Moonfang does not spawn, so you can't just take out Moonfang yourself. Otherwise that would be incredibly broken, but being able to farm up Dark Moon Daggermore whenever you want instead of whenever the Dark Moon Fair is up, I think is very powerful in order to know, and there's a nice little uptick for us warlocks who can actually do the dark summons quest line in general. Other than that, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.